How to master Pyramid Head in Dead by Daylight. Pyramid Head has a pretty simple killer ability, but he can be hard to master. So I'm going to give you guys my favorite build to use on him and some of my tips to become better. First things first, if you are using Pyramid Head in 2v8, I recommend using Brute or Shadow classes. Otherwise, the build I like to use at the moment consists of Nowhere to Hide, Hex Plaything, I'm All Ears, and Lethal Pursuer, with the add-ons Scarlet Egg and Obsidian Gauntlet. This build works really well for finding survivors all the time, which is really helpful for Pyramid Head since he doesn't have the best map pressure. So finding survivors and staying in chase constantly is important. Plaything will also give us Undetectable, so we can be stealthy throughout the match, and it'll take people away from gens to focus on cleansing. Keep in mind though, you will have to manually hook someone for Plaything to activate. It can't be with a cage. But of course you can use your own set of perks that you think is best. Our add-ons will allow us to break pallets and also spread our barbed wire from survivor to survivor, so we can get the maximum potential out of his ability. For his ability, we could focus on the barbed wire first, which is what you can drag around with charging up your range attack. This will stay on the ground for a while, and any survivor that walks through it will be inflicted. When this happens, Killer Instinct will show where they are for a moment, and they will be slowed down just a little bit for a second. So you can try to use this in chases and push survivors through it, or put it in high traffic areas, or randomly in places people wouldn't expect. Survivors will also have barbed wire around their icon after walking through it. If you get them downed, you can either send them into a cage, or if they are on death hook, you can mori them instantly. Now for using his range attack. With the add-on we can use it to break pallets, but otherwise there are a few ways you can use it to ensure hits. First is shooting it in spots you know survivors will be. This will be vaulting windows, pallets, or throwing down pallets. It can also be generators that are getting worked on. Second is when you have aura reading, so you know where they are going to be and can shoot through walls relatively easily. The closer you are to the person, the harder it'll be for them to dodge. Since the travel time for the attacks take longer the further away they are from you. Try to also keep in mind what ways people like to dodge your attack, which can change from each survivor. Then we have the predicting shots, which can work out super well but is very difficult to do. This works better if you have Killer Instinct from the barbed wire, but basically we're guessing where the survivor is running based on our immense Dead by Daylight knowledge. You usually want to overcompensate for distance when shooting it too, because you have to shoot pretty far ahead of them depending on how far they are from you. This works out a lot better when you know the map well, but usually I try to shoot my shots diagonally in front of the direction I saw the survivor last running, and they hit relatively often. Another great spot you want to shoot your attacks is small areas where survivors have little to no chance of dodging, which can be in a number of tiles, where there are two walls that survivors don't have a vault or anything to go through. Something else to keep in mind is that Pyramid Head's projectiles can go down a slope but not up it, and also will stop at gaps. And finally, caging survivors is going to save you a lot of time, but in some cases, you might not want to cage them. For example, if you have certain perks that require you to hook someone, or if you want to save them for a mori, or if you want them hooked far away from survivors. Since the cages usually spawn near other survivors, people will get unhooked quickly, but it saves you time hooking them. So you might want to put them on a hook in a certain spot, especially in